everybody.
Hello.
So it's been a while since we have jumped on here together. And if you're coming on live, please do drop.
Sorry. I was just pulling it up on my phone. It's all good.
You don't have to put it up on your phone.
Oh, well, I just want to make sure we're able to see the comments.
We're able to see the comments because they come up right on StreamYard.
Oh, well, look at that.
Okay. So just to make sure Nancy can see the comments, that's going to distract me.
No, sometimes you can't see who's on. So
you
sorry,
can see
don't
who's
mind
on
me,
because
guys.
So if you could drop into the comments and say hi and who you are, so Nancy can see your comment and know who you are. So what we're going to be going over today, and this is something that Nancy and I talk about often. The biggest misconceptions of social media. And many of you know this is what we teach. You know that my focus is LinkedIn. Nancy has her own marketing agency for social media. And we also have our own social media posting platform. So we've developed tools and strategies to help people get better on social media, to create sales and do better in their business. But there are a lot of misconceptions out there. This is no fault to anyone. There's a lot of shiny objects out there. And there's a lot of misconceptions. There's a lot of theories that are wrong. There's a lot of misinformation. And it's hard for people to actually determine what is real and what is crap. And Nancy and I, there's so much garbage out there that, you know, I'll see something and I'll say, Nancy, look at this. And she'll see something. She'll say, look at this. And we want to kind of just clear the air, and we're not going to drag this out. There's three main things that we want to kind of jam out on today and really leave all of you better to really understand how to go from the misconceptions of social media to being able to use social media from a business standpoint and from a business building standpoint. So, Nancy, the first thing is the concept of posting and praying.
Yeah, and what I'll tell you guys, everyone who's on today, again, this is something that's been on my heart so much lately because, you know, I like to do content and I like to do videos like this on stuff that keeps coming up. And it's such a theme lately that a lot of people, right, are saying, oh, I'm posting on social media and I'm doing all the things, but I'm not getting any calls, or people aren't reaching out to me directly, and, you know, all these different things. And what I'll tell you is there are two sides to the big picture, right? You know, content posting and content creation is just one of them, but there's a whole other process on the other side that many people forget or they don't even put in place, right? So the number one biggest misconception is that you just have to post content on social media and people will be lining up the door to work with you. That's not how it works, right? You know, to be recognized as a brand or someone who actually has that happen, it takes time, right? That takes a lot of time, energy, effort. You know, it takes a lot. So that is something that can happen down the road, right? You know, have more and more people attracted to you. Obviously, the more people find out what you do and how you can help them, absolutely. But guys, especially whenever you're getting started and when you're building that big snowball of success, right? Rolling down towards what you want to achieve, you have to be intentional with all the things that you do. And so the first misconception is that you just post and you're going to get tons of people lining up the door. That's not how it happens. Okay. And then it leads us into, oh, go ahead.
Well, I just want to say you've all heard me say this before, that you're not going to just post and magically the sky opens up and drops clients and money into your lap. You know, social media is a contact sport, just like sales. You know, when you are posting on social media, first of all, there's so many nuances to social media, because most people are posting things they think people want to see or want to know about, but it's not even directed towards the target market. It's basically you're throwing spaghetti at the wall. And then you sit and turn around, you're like, why is none of this working? I suck at social media. No one's liking my stuff. No one's engaging. And, you know, this is the problem with social media. Everyone is trying to, quote unquote, beat the algorithm, right? You know, we're on here live right now and no one's watching. No one. And that's not our fault. We're very consistent with showing up on social media. This is social media. And the normal person would look at that number and say, there's no one on here watching.
I'm going to just jump off.
Yeah, I'm just going to, thanks, John. They would just, stop the video and the broadcast and then move on. But people need to understand that there's more people that are actually looking later. No matter who's going to try to tell you that they can show you how to beat the algorithm, that is a big fat lie. There is no way to beat the algorithm on any social media platform. You can do the comment for comment, the like for like. You can all commenting on each other's stuff. There's no beating it. The algorithm that all these social media platforms has set up are 5 to 10 steps ahead of all of us. There's no way to catch up. So what you think is going to work isn't. And then it's so funny. You'll jump on here and be like, oh my God, I have such an important message to share. People are going to eat this up with a spoon. And then it's crickets. And then you start beating yourself up like, I shouldn't have even done that. Why did I? It doesn't matter. You produce the content. So if you're going to post and pray and you're not going to take any action outside of that, you're not going to engage with people. You're not going to reach out to them. You're not going to curate content that is speaking directly to a target market. You're literally throwing darts at a dartboard with your eyes closed, and you are that least likely to hit the bullseye.
Well, there you go. All right. Which leads us to our next little, thing that usually most people lack, okay, in their social media routine is they have no sales routine. Okay. So Scott mentioned it, right? I mean, generating organic leads off of social media is probably one of the biggest goals, right? We want to actually meet new people. We want to connect with new people, right? Outside of our close circle. And we want to have more conversations and have more consultation calls, right? We want to do that with our social media and our business. But it requires, like we just said, 2 pieces of the puzzle, okay? So if you're posting all this content and you're like, nobody's just booking calls or messaging me, well, we're going to tell you right now what it is that you're missing, okay? And it's that sales routine, that stuff that you're doing, right? That sales routine that you're implementing into your business strategically and mindfully, right, daily, on the other side of that. So I'm going to give you a little example here. Okay. So each week, right, you want to make sure that you're posting content. Why are you doing that? Because you're showing up on social media. So when people do search for you or they take a look and see what you got going on, they can see your content, right? The other thing is obviously it helps you be visible. People have to see things quite a few times before they go, okay, that's that person who does that thing, right? They need to see that. It's that repetition. But on the other side of it, what I want you guys to think about is what are the things, right, that are actually going to start generating leads, right? And what that comes down to is for every new person maybe that engages with your content or every new person that you add to that social media platform, what are you doing on the back end to connect with them? Are you looking at their stuff? Are you engaging? Are you liking their stuff? Are you forming a relationship? Are you building that know, like, and trust? Which, of course, there are specific routines that you can do on each platform. For anyone on here, because I know that Scott actually is streaming this in a couple different places, for anyone who's in our BYOB social group, you guys have access to a daily activities planner of what you can do on each platform to actually generate those leads, right? That's something that you actually got included in our monthly posting platform. So there's always 2 sides of it, right? In addition to posting your content, you got to make sure that you're doing those lead gen activities, okay? So anything else you want to add there?
No leads, no business.
No leads, no business. All right. And then the last thing that I really want to add in here for you guys, and we're going to keep this short and sweet and simple, is focusing on too many platforms. Scott just took the mic right away.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Just stop. Everyone, it's so funny. We had a client of ours reach out to us. And they're like, yeah, I want to, they said they want to start doing something on social media. And Nancy's like, absolutely not. You are not going to do that. We are not going to teach you. You have no business doing that. So I hate to say it, but there are certain aspects of social media that people have no point in doing. Some people shouldn't do reels. Some people should not be on YouTube. Some people should not have Instagram altogether. Some people don't need to be on Facebook, and some people don't want to be on LinkedIn. But here's the thing. You have to decide from a business standpoint. If you're a business owner, if you're an agency owner, if you're a coach, if you're an online entrepreneur, you have to think about, where are my ideal clients and customers? Where are they? Are they hanging out on the barbecue of social media, which is Facebook? That's where people go to hang. Are they hanging out on the reality TV show of social media, Instagram? Or are they networking and doing collaborating with business professionals on LinkedIn? Whatever demographic of clientele or customer you have a primary focal point for your social media. Maybe your ideal clients are in mom groups on Facebook. Maybe your ideal clients are on Instagram. Maybe your ideal clients on LinkedIn. Pick a primary focus, and we're not saying not to be omnipresent. You can be omnipresent. You can be on all platforms, but you have to have a focus and a strategy for that main platform to post content, to engage with those people, to have a sales process, and go all in with that one platform. Something that Nancy and I said at the beginning of this year when we did our first of 5 LinkedIn workshops. We told people flat out that if you made LinkedIn your number one focus this year, your business would change. And there are many people that took our advice, and many people have had their business changed like that. There's a lot of people that started with LinkedIn and then they faded into the darkness and started doing what they used to be doing on Facebook and Instagram, which in their heart and their mind they knew wasn't working, but it was too hard for them to learn something new. But the fact of the matter is you pick one platform, you focus on that as your primary, and then you have the secondary ones behind it.
Yes. All right. So, just to tail off of that, because I think a lot of people are like, wait, but everybody is over here and everybody's doing this and everybody's doing that. Okay. That's what we call FOMO, right? The fear of missing out. Well, it's funny. We started talking about this last year. I want you guys to have JOMO, the joy of missing out. Okay. So I want you guys to stay hyper focused. And, I keep saying to Scott, 2022 is going to be the year of intention, right? Like everything that we do, is it producing results? Is it producing sales? Is it making sense for our business? Okay, cool. Right? Is our business growing? If it's working and it's growing, let's go. Let's keep going with those things. But if it's not, what can we do differently? And I just want to share this again, being full transparent, guys. Social media, there's 2 sides of the coin, okay? You've got your posting, your consistent content, right? Showing up as a leader, as an expert, providing value. In fact, you want to beat the algorithm? I just did a social media State of the Union presentation. I put it together for a coach and friend of mine. And I went through all the different platforms and I, shared kind of like the different highlights and the big focuses for the upcoming year. You know what the underlying thing is across all platforms, aside from video is always king right now, is provide value, right? When you create your content, look at it. Is it something you would like or love or share or engage with? If it's not,
don't post it.
Go back to the drawing board, right? Go back to the drawing board. But content posting is one side of the picture, okay? The other side is you have to have a sales process or a lead generation process to that, okay? And what that looks like is we've got to build that know, like, and trust factor. In fact, I love how someone said it the other day, and this is for those people out there who maybe, engage, excuse me, on Facebook in Facebook groups, okay? And they actually said, as simple as it sounds, when you're engaging in Facebook groups, I want you to think about it like you're at a big seminar, right? You're at a big event where there's lots of people walking around, okay? Imagine like a bustling room and people are walking around and there's lots of, shuffling around. And someone looks over at you and says, hey, what do you think about this project management tool? Do you have any suggestions or recommendations? And the way that you answer that is how you're engaging in groups, right? Whenever people are posting all these questions and they're posting comments and things like that, that's how you want to engage back, meaning you want to provide value and say, you know what? Actually, I love project management tools. Here's my favorite, right? If you have that input. If you don't, go ahead and scroll away. You can keep scrolling. But instead of obviously scrolling down, not providing value, ignoring stuff, and you're just posting, you know, your sale, your thing, right? Whatever it is you have going on. You want to engage with people. You want to connect. You want to make friends. That's what social media is all about, right? Without social, it's just media. Right? So that's actually, it brings us back. I mean, that could be the title of this, right? There's no social media without being social. And so I think we often forget about that side of the picture. Okay. So that's kind of what we just want to leave with you guys today is, again, one, a lot of us are posting and praying. We're just posting on social media and we're not doing any of that engaging piece. Two, you guys don't have a sales routine in place. So make sure you're very specific on the activities that you're doing each and every day. In fact, you can also comment in the show notes below. I'll have, this will come up on Scott's notifications. Comment in the post below and let us know if you want to learn more about some of those daily activities, because we actually have a cool little training on that. And then number 3 is focusing on too many platforms. We give you permission to pick one place. Guys, and guess what, right? It should be the place where your clients are at, okay? That's number 1. Number 2, it's got to be a platform you actually don't mind being on, right? Because if you hate being on it and it makes you, like every time you go to log in, it's probably not going to be the best place to grow your business, okay?
The other thing I want to say to that is make sure that the platform that you're choosing, that you feel that your customers and clients are on, can actually afford what you're offering. Because the monetary objection is the biggest objection that you hear. That's why Nancy and I are so big on LinkedIn, because the average income that someone makes on the platform is $100,000 a year or more compared to that of Facebook and Instagram, which is $30,000 a year or less. So really think about the money mindset aspect of who you are connecting with, who's finding value in what you're doing, and what kind of value you can provide them. So we just wanted to jump on here. So remember, like, comment, say hi, #replay. And again, we've spoken about this before. For people that did not know this, Nancy and I are opening the doors back up to our year-long mastermind called the Expert Authority Mastermind. This is for entrepreneurs and business owners that are in the high five figures, low 6 figures, even to the low multiple 6 figures, that are looking to grow their business and income by working smarter and not harder, and becoming the expert authority in your space, launching your podcast, writing your first book, optimizing all of your social media platforms. And the nucleus of what we teach obviously is LinkedIn, getting your messaging down, your marketing, your niche, your avatar, all of those things. So at the end of the year, at the end of the 12 months, you are the expert authority in your space. If anyone is interested, just type I am in the comments at any point. Nancy and I can send you our calendar link where we can schedule a call to see if it's a good fit.
Sounds good to me.
So I think Nancy wants to join. So again, hope you guys found value in this. Have a great rest of your day, and we'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.